welcome everyone to a Monday's live lesson. Today we have somebody who you've never seen before, and that is Jay the Deacon.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome.
Finish his name. We call in the members area. Everyone calls him the Deacon.
Yes,
because you share so many words of wisdom.
I don't know where it came from, but let me tell you, in our members area, they're the best at giving nicknames.
Oh, I know. Yeah, you won't come on without getting a nickname. But
no way.
Okay, what song was that, by the way?
So that's an artist I was working for earlier. The interesting thing is that song's in 3/4 time. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of fun to come up with beats in a time signature you're not used to.
Yeah.
Because today we're talking about fills and stuff, I wanted to play it. I wanted to play it because the beat that I was using is kind of like, it's kind of almost a drum fill. How, if I sped it up, it would be a drum fill, but here I use it as part of the verse of the song and part of the beat.
Cool. Well, we'll get to all that in a quick second.
I feel like he should say sorry to his drums, though, because or my drums. You punish me.
I want you to notice something.
Me here quite
and you can see, and the people at home maybe can see on the upper camera, there's no pits.
No.
Right? So the whole thing is, I hit the drums really hard for music like that, but at the point of impact, I'm not digging in at any time. I mean, I studied with Jim Chapin for years, as you know, so at the point of impact, I'm actually hardly holding onto the stick. That's why I love the tape that we were talking about earlier, because the tape allows me to just hold the stick in the back of my hand without squeezing. So every time I come down, it comes back up.
Yeah.
And so I think it looks like I'm slamming them more. I don't really break cymbals. They wear out for me.
It sounds great.
Thanks.
If you guys were here, you literally feel it in your chest every time he hits that snare drum. I just see the snare drum and I go, whang. I'm like, oh man, hopefully you have an endorsement.
I do, yeah. Luckily enough, I'm honored to be endorsed by Yamaha and Evans and ProMark and everything. But again, it's not. It's for the sound that comes out when I attack the drums like that. If I were to hit it any harder, I'd actually choke them. And I don't think I am, but that sound works good for that style of music. Now, as I was talking to Dave on Friday, I was doing a musical all week at the CBC. If I was going to play that way in a musical, I'd be fired.
Jay, before we keep going on here, I just want to quickly get you to say maybe a couple of the accolades or some of the bands you played with, because these guys don't know you. A lot of them in the community do already, because you're one of our instructors there, but a lot of you guys are seeing Jay for the first time, so maybe just quickly share who you've been playing with.
I've been professional since I was 15, so it's almost 30 years of professional drumming.
Wow.
The bands that some people would know is Theory of a Dead Man. I played with them in 2006. I've played with Default off and on when Danny couldn't make tours. Loverboy I've played with. I've played with Copyright, which was a big famous Canadian band in 2000, 2001 kind of thing. I have a website, jaydeachman.com, jaydeachman.com, and I have a full credit list there. As well, when I was a kid, I would tech for drummers. I almost looked at it as like apprenticing. So when I was teching for drummers, I tech for Terry Bozzio in 1991. 92 and I tech for like Kenny Aronoff and Dennis Chambers and several big name drummers over the years.
Wow,
cool. So there you go. So that's Jay Deachman. Now your lesson today is all about expressing yourself on the drums,
right?
And let's just actually dive right on it.
Absolutely. And so one of the things I did was after there was a band that I was involved with that ended up getting signed to Geffen in I think 88 to 89, and after that ran its course, I really wanted to study the drums. So I moved to New York and I went to the Drummers Collective. I took like one of the courses and I graduated one of the courses, and I actually stayed for an extra 3 months just because I loved the experience. While I was there, I studied with a great drummer named Pete Zeldman, who's now out of London, and you can find him on the web, of course. He used to play with Steve Vai, an incredible artist on the drums. And he kind of like gave me the seeds for this whole thing that I like to call the construct. The construct is a way that we can approach the drum set and take anything that inspires us and make it into our own. By that, I mean, we all want to have our own voice in the drum set. You don't want to be a clone of the people that you love and that kind of thing. You really want to play like the musician that you are. So hopefully these pointers gives us a way of doing it. Now, for the 20 years I've been teaching, the one thing I always tried to strive to do was to get people's creativity going, get the creative juices flowing. Mm-hmm. And the way I used to approach it, I used to be like, okay, let's put up a picture of a master, and what would the soundtrack on the drums be to a Van Gogh or something like that? Mm-hmm. Just trying to get these juices going. But ultimately what I realized what I was doing is I was putting up a giant white canvas putting out 300 colors of paint, 300 brushes, and go, okay, be creative. And it's just kind of overwhelming for students, especially when they have yet to develop their full vocabulary. So what I did was I essentially took that same blank canvas, a can of red paint, and a household roller, and that's what I want you to be creative with. I'm putting parameters around the ways that we can express ourselves around the drum set so that you can then zero in and go through each one. So
it's a really cool concept, and you have it written down on sheet music. And I will say this before he goes any further: download the sheet music and the resources. Yeah. It's all there for you. And I do want to mention one more thing before you continue. We are going to be giving away a bunch of free stuff, as in all of our Monday lessons. And you might notice I've got a bunch of stuff here on the desk here. This is called, what's this? The drum fill system.
That looks awesome.
Oh, I thought it was a bass. I'm like, look it up. No, this is drum fill system here, guys. It's one of our pretty popular product actually, and it comes with 2 huge books. We're going to be giving this away because this whole week on Drumeo we're focusing on drum fills, becoming more creative and all that.
Right on.
So what better way to express stuff than with the drum fill system? Mm-hmm. We're also going to give away a pair of sticks and a bunch of free memberships for Drumeo. How do we do that, Jer?
If you guys want to enter this amazing contest, all you need to do is go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/Drumeo, and leave us a comment there. Tell us what type of pedals you use. Okay, last week we were talking about cymbals, and we've talked about drum set before. So now we want to know what kind of pedals you use. Dave, what kind of pedals do you use?
I use Yamaha Flying Dragons.
You do, eh? Yeah. No, I use the ones that we can see. These are my pedals that we see right here. Cool. And this is what's interesting, right? Because I think those Tama pedals yours? Or is it? So here's what I love. You have got your pedals, and you got your pedal set up. I sit down to your pedals and I'm like, I always wonder why it is. That's a great thing about drum gears. We get so personalized. We make it our own. Just like I'm talking about making influences your own and coming up with your own voice. It's funny, even in our gear, our own voice is reflected.
Yeah. For sure.
So answer that question, what kind of pedals you use? Yeah. Double pedal or single pedal too?
Yeah, just go to facebook.com/Drumeo and we basically will choose someone by random. So, and we're giving away probably $300 worth of stuff today. So you guys and there's lots of prizes. Yeah. So go ahead and do that. We want to hear your feedback. We want to interact with you. So cool. But now let's get back to this.
Yeah, and can I point out that this drum fill system that is up for grabs today, I was looking at it earlier. What's incredible about the books that we do have here is how in-depth they are. This isn't just a little overview. These are encyclopedias that you can have in your library, and you'll refer to them and refer to them and refer to them for the lifetime that you play drums. That's what I love about it.
Exactly, totally. Perfect. Thanks, man.
Oh, no problems. I actually really do like the product.
Cool.
Okay, so now when we're talking about my construct, and I got it. One of my students' name is Eric Ray, and he plays at the biggest church in Western Canada out here, I think. This guy plays for more people a week. At our drum meetings, he's like the one that plays for 5,000 people a week. He's incredible, but he's an accountant by trade. And when I was showing him this in our lessons, he was like, oh, there's kind of an accounting word for what you're doing here, the construct, like it's a framework and that kind of thing. What I've done is I've just broken down the different ways that you can express yourself on drums. The first way, orchestration. Orchestration refers to all the different instruments that I have here on the drum set. So anything that you can hit is a sound that you can use. Let me do a fill based solely on orchestration to kind of show you. Now that might seem kind of simple and that kind of thing, but when people are putting together drum fills, they kind of forget about these beautiful little cymbal bells that they have and all the different sounds on the drum set that you can use. Anything that's on here is part of your palette. Obviously, I'm playing a 4-piece kit, but if you've got a 7-piece kit at home, go nuts. It's just more notes for you to use.
So that's orchestration.
That's orchestration, just all the different notes that you have.
Perfect.
Make sense?
Makes sense to
Beautiful.
me, yeah.
All right, the next one, subdivision. How I'm cutting up the beat. So subdivision refers to everything from quarter notes, eighth notes, triplets, 16th notes, anything like that. How I'm cutting up the beat. One note that's rarely used in drums is a whole note or a half note. We use it in trumpet because its note value is bigger, and I think you guys are going to have some how to read music things coming up in the future as well. So look out. Drumeo.com is going to teach you all about that. But my floor tom, for instance, has a longer note value than my snare drum. It can go longer. The note's going to be longer, so I can incorporate these types of subdivisions into my fills. Let me do a fill based solely on subdivision. There I did 8th notes, 16th notes. That's it. I just messed around with my subdivision, not the tempo, and changed up my fill that way. Make sense? This is pretty straightforward because we're going building blocks, foundations of how we can express ourselves on the drum set.
Cool.
My next one down is accents, I believe. Is that what we put next?
Yeah, that is.
Yes, beautiful.
Yeah. You're going in your own order.
You're going in your own order.
Is it the same that's on the sheet? Or?
Close.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, beautiful. Accents. Cool.
Here you go.
Beautiful. All right, so now accents are one of the things that we really have to look at. I did a lesson that's on the Drumeo.com archives solely on ghost notes and accenting your drums within drum beats and around the kit. But this is like, for me, like one of those things that separates good drummers from great drummers is accent control. Being able to play like accents within a phrase. Those are just louder notes as compared to your other notes. Let me play fill based solely on accents. So there I was accenting every third 16th note, or 2 out of 3 16th notes, creating a new melody. All right, this is all making sense, right? You guys will pipe up if there's anything weird. Okay.
This is great.
Yeah.
All right, next one, my favorite, we've talked about several times, dynamics. Kit dynamics. Playing softly, playing loud. This is something that we really have to learn as drummers and really have to utilize. If you have internal dynamics within your playing, that's musical. That can be ghost notes. That can be just like bringing in a fill. I listen to guys like Jeff Beccaro and Steve Jordan and that guy, Steve Gadd, just to get my inspiration together and then try to use that in my own playing. Let me do a fill based solely on dynamics. Now, I love going into dynamics and really talking about dynamics because for me and for you guys as well, it's so great. Every single guy on this panel is an incredible drummer. It's awesome. So, I mean, for me and for you guys as well, when I'm playing the drums, it's like speaking. You know, like this, I can generally express myself better on a drum set than I can with my voice. So when I'm playing and I'm incorporating dynamics, the way I try to describe it to students is if you're talking to a friend, and as you're talking to them, they go, oh, you wouldn't believe what Bob did. Bob, went to this restaurant. If your friends start whispering to you, your natural reaction is to lean in.
Yeah.
And that's the same I find with drummers. Like, if you're playing at one volume level, but then bring it down and play in there, the listener naturally leans in a little bit. And that's what I find is really interesting. You can really get their attention that way. I tried to do a little bit of that in my kind of warm-up before show, how playing a groove and bringing down the dynamics, I can kind of bring in the listener, and that's something really, really important. So, moving on.
That's a great way to put it. I've never heard it put that way before.
Really?
Yeah, it's really cool.
Isn't it wild? Because, I mean, the more, I think when you listen to great drummers like Steve Gadd and that kind of thing, I mean, really, they're talking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know? That's the whole thing. When we're talking chops and we're talking the mathematics of drums, for me, it's like learning words, learning a vocabulary. How we put them together in the musicianship, like you and I were talking before, that's something different. And I think, what we can encourage drummers to do is by active listening.
Yeah.
Like I'm bringing out things like dynamics. Now, if you go home and listen to, if you're probably at home, if you're at home and listening to music now, try to go like, oh, when's my favorite drummer using dynamics? You'd be surprised. I remember, just as a quick one, Jeff Beccaro, one of my favorite drummers. Yeah. On the last Toto record, Jake to the Bone is the song. Kingdom of Desire is the name of the CD. It's incredible. There's a song in 7 called Jake to the Bone, right? And it's Toto, no vocals, but they're just chopping out. They're just going crazy. And there's this big build up in the middle of the song. Da 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 bam. Now, if it was me, I would go straight to the hot dog stand. I'd show you every single lick I've ever learned.
Yeah.
What does Jeff Beccaro do? The master brings it down.
Yeah.
And brings it back in. He played the most perfect thing musically. So being aware of your internal dynamics on the drum set and your general dynamics is really, really key to being a great player.
Yeah, like who likes to listen to someone talk in monotone, right? In school, I remember the teachers that never changed any inflection in their voice, and they're always just the same the whole time, every time. It's like, that's boring.
Yeah. And we can hear that. It's the same thing as, guys that scream.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I mean, John Tortella, like, how can that guy be a coach for the Rangers? I don't. Anyway, another subject, another time. My last one I want to bring up is actual silence. For me, the difference between dynamics and silence, dynamics is softer playing versus louder playing. Silence is actually leaving holes. Playing silence as much as you're playing the notes. One of the masters of this for me is Mickey Curry with Bryan Adams. His fills are always so open and they just have so much space and so much breathing room in them. So let me try to play a fill now based solely on space. So you see there, I just left a big old hole.
Yeah.
And that's a great and powerful thing that we can use on our drum set and in our playing. You can use this, particularly if you want to set up things like a guitar solo or set up a bridge or something. If you leave a space, for instance, and let that first guitar note ring in and then you follow it up, you'd be surprised how powerful it is, and you'd be surprised how much your guitar player likes you.
Yeah, and this reminds me just when you were playing this song before. It went down into that part where you hit the bell, the ride, and then I was watching, I was listening.
Thanks.
And then you hit the cymbal over here, and then I just turned away for a second, all of a sudden you went BAM! And just like wailed me in chest. And that's, I think, people feel that kind of stuff more than any of us even realize. So it's not the notes you always play, it's the notes you don't play.
Absolutely.
And then obviously dynamics and accents.
And that's a perfect time, because let's describe when I was writing that part, the vocals are coming down, and we'll hear some more of that kind of stuff in some of the other songs that I'm going to play along with. But the vocals are coming down, and I mean, I could like do something like, I could make noise there.
Yeah.
But it just was so great to get out of the way, and then people are like, "Was the song over?" It's like, no.
Yeah. I thought it was over. I'm like, okay, so I start getting ready.
Let that silence be the fifth member of the band.
Absolutely. It's just another vocabulary that you have. You know, we actually learn, I mean, when you have, you know, when you get signed and all that kind of stuff, they actually have media training that they send you to on how to do interviews. And one thing that they teach us to do is to leave space, because the thing is, especially if you're doing an interview behind like a record that you're promoting or something like that, you get asked the same question several times. And it's from everybody from the big radio station that you have to impress to, you know, the person that runs like a little blog that they want to have on. You get asked the same question all the time, and you just kind of get into automatic mode where you just go blah da blah da blah, and you have to remember to pause. And then, you know, to put pauses into your speech, because that makes it that much more effective. So that's very interesting as well.
Yeah, I always tell him he's the king of on camera, because the first day I met you, you came to do interviews here, and the guy sits down, just perfect interview. It's just like, you must have done this like a billion times before.
Probably you were in your bathroom, weren't you? When you were giving a practice interview.
Yeah, and then I'm a bit of a practical joke around here, and then I messed up somebody else's interviews. But we're not gonna. You have to join to find out how.
We won't go into that. That's behind the scenes, Joe.
Oh my gosh, my behind the scenes reel would be ridiculous.
Yeah,
right on.
it is.
So how are we going here, guys?
Okay, we're going good. We're a little crunched for time, obviously. But when you were talking to me about this lesson, you'd made sure that you said, Dave, make sure you put in the 4-stroke rough.
Yes.
And the flam stroke. So let's talk about that and how you apply that.
All right. So now these two things, the 4-stroke rough and the flam, are just fill makers. I gotta tell you, man, like between those two rudiments, that's essentially every chop I have. It is, though. Yeah. You know? So let's talk about a flam. Now, for those of you that might be just starting out, a flam happens when I have a grace note followed by an accented note. Now, in order to do that, I have one stick quite close to the drum, one stick far away, and I fire at the same time. If I do this, I will have a perfect flam every time. Now, these are perfect for ballads. So if you're trying to think of some way that you can play like a cool fill in the ballad, use your flams. So you see there, I was using my flams not only on my snare drum, then I moved it to the tom, and then I started putting it in between two drums. This is killer. I use this all the time. It gives me this thick sound. Now, I'm not hitting them exactly at the same time. I'm hitting one as a grace note. I want to show you how that sounds a little bit different. By that little break, having that little break between the grace note and the main note, it really opens up my playing. Here's some fills using that idea. Just like that, by taking my flam and moving it around to my different instruments, cymbals as well, all these different ideas will come up. Now, what I'm trying to get across to you guys, I want you guys to be trying stuff at home on your kit, and then I want you to have these aha moments where you're going to try something just for the heck of it, and all of a sudden, happy accident, you have a new word for your vocabulary.
Happy accident.
That's everything. Oh, I'm a big Bob Ross fan. Happy accidents.
I have so many jokes that I could say, but I'm not sure if I should say them.
You probably shouldn't.
Just write them down. Show me later.
We'll email you them.
All right, so now the next one is a 4-stroke rough. Now, for those people that have studied with me over the years, I call this bucket of fish.
Why do you call it bucket of fish?
Because that's what the timing is. For those of you that haven't read too much, I want to point out, it's an 8th note with a triplet in between. 1 triplet and, 2 triplet and. Now when I say 8th note, if I'm playing a basic rock beat, that's what I'm playing over here on my hi-hat. 1 and, 2 and, 1 triplet and, 2 triplet and, 1 triplet and, 2 triplet and. Bucket of fish, bucket of fish, bucket of fish. It just gives you a mental note of how it sounds. Bucket of fish, bucket of fish. I have to have that little 8th note break after the rudiment. I'm going to show you why in a sec. But first, bucket of fish on the snare drum. Now, in the warm-up, I think I did, along with one song, I actually did a bucket of fish between my hands and feet, but we'll do that later.
A bucket of fish.
I know, it's so fun.
That's like Dave does, he teaches 5/4, and you do hippopotamus.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow, no kidding.
That one's mine. You can't take that one. You got bucket of fish.
Can a hippopotamus have a bucket of fish, folks? Who knows?
Non-4/4.
All right, so now with that one, the first fill that I always show students based on the 4-stroke rough is actually breaking up between my hands and my feet. And I love this because in modern drum set playing, your feet are as important as your hands when it comes to fills. We've been like in the 70s and the 60s, we all got into the single strokes and all that kind of thing. Now we want to break it up between our hands and our feet. So this is the first one. I'm going to go right, right foot. Right, left, right foot. That's it. Bucket of fish. I'm going to move from my snare drum, first tom, floor tom. I'm going to do it slow, speed up, and use it as an example. That's a song ender right there.
Don't bring song enders up right now, Jay. You'll be sorry.
So there you go. Now, the tricky part of that, if you guys want to try that at home, is the floor tom to the bass drum. A lot of people, when they're first learning it, get the floor tom and the bass drum playing together. We have to have that space between the last note and the third note. I have to have da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da. With a lot of the stuff that I'm showing you, it's important to get it perfect slow before you hit the gas. We're dealing with muscle memory, we're dealing with coordination. So if you can get these types of things perfect slow, it's right, you have it. Then you hit the gas pedal and you try to bring up the speed. If you try to hit the gas pedal and bring up the speed before you have the actual mechanics down, it sounds like tennis shoes in the dryer. You don't want to do that. All right, so now here's another way that I can do this. I'm going to go right, left with my hands, but break it up between the drums. So at the end, I broke it up between my hands and I used the bucket of fish from before. Now, so, da-da-da-da, with my hands on the drums. Snare drum, first tom, floor tom. I still have that space. I can put 2 bass drums in that space. That'll work. Let's see how that sounds. All right, now all of a sudden I can loop that together and it sounds like I know what I'm doing. Now, for those of you at home that are working on getting your single stroke, your single pedal up to speed, I want you to notice I'm playing from my ankle. We can do this some other time, but that's the trick. A lot of people try to get fast doubles on the bass drum from the hip flexor. Everything is from my ankle. Later on today, my calf muscle is going to be sore. So there you go. Let me demonstrate that though with the double pedal, because you can use double pedal as well. Right, left, foot.
Excellent.
Does it get any easier?
No.
It doesn't. I put a video out on YouTube a while ago that was the singles. What do you call this? The 4-stroke rap? I don't even know what it's called.
Yeah.
And I'm here at the lesson I totally forgot, which is it goes the same pattern you did: snare, high tom, low tom, 2 kicks, and then 2 more in the low tom. And then I made it a 1 beat 30-second note pattern.
Right on.
Yeah, but similar concept, but just don't count 4.
So let's talk about that. All right. So let's say that's like had you seen me do that, you just applied orchestration and subdivision.
Yeah.
Right? So you thought, well, okay, so I can use this floor tom twice. I like how he did that. Well, he's playing it as a 16-note triplet. I wonder how it's going to sound as 30-second notes. So I'm going to have to add another 2. That's the thought process. Now, it probably comes really naturally to you because you've been playing for so long, but for some of our friends at home, this is exactly what we go through, and that's the whole construct idea is I'm trying to make it easy for people. You just use 2 of them.
Yeah.
I think it's awesome.
That is great. That is awesome.
Sorry to cut you 2 Loverbirds off, but I want to get Loverbirds.
No, Lover Boy was the band I played.
Yes. Yeah, just talking
You're
drum
just in
fills.
the way. You should
I just leave? So let's give away some stuff. Here's gonna make me cry.
Oh no.
Okay, open up Facebook.
Oh,
you're gonna choose people. We're gonna give stuff away right now.
For those of you who are just showing up, all you need to do in order to enter to win free stuff is go to facebook.com/Drumeo. Tell us what types of pedals you use, and usually we get like 100 or 200 or 1 million replies.
You have to like Drumeo too. Like us as well on Facebook.
You have to like us, I believe, to make a comment. And so basically, the way it works is I just randomly choose a commenter. I have no bias. I won't choose my family members or anything because I think that would be pretty lame. But I'm gonna give Jay a couple different letters, first names of people, and then you can choose.
You gonna make it confusing again?
Okay, so I got.
This is for the drum fill system, by the way.
Okay. This is a drum fill system with Lionel Duperon. I believe it's 9 DVDs, 6 CDs, a 200-page encyclopedia.
Like, get out of town, man! This is not something that you're just gonna do over a long weekend. This is a resource for a lifetime.
Oh yeah, totally. Okay, so who's getting this one?
So you gotta choose M, D, or C.
M, D, or C. I have to choose M.
M is Mateo Provost.
Oh, right.
Provost. Congratulations.
Mathieu Provost. He uses a Pearl P90 pedal.
Oh, yeah. That's a great pedal.
Cool.
Yep.
You win the drum fill system, man. Congrats. And
email Dave at Drumeo.com and I'll set you up with all that.
Dave@drumeo.com.
Now that pedal's going to get a workout with that.
Good luck. Next is a pair of sticks.
Okay, let's
ProMark 707s.
Yay, ProMark.
choose F, J, or K.
Let's do F.
F is Fernando Naveas Turton.
Yes, Fernando.
Fernando's.
This is an Iron Cobra.
Oh, beautiful. Double pedal, or does it say double or single?
Doesn't say double or single, but...
Good pedal. Here's your sticks. Email me, Dave at Drumeo, and I will set you up.
Fantastic.
Now, we've got 3 memberships to Drumeo we're going to give away.
1 month memberships.
3
correct?
1-month memberships at the end of the lesson, so stick around.
You got to tell the last 2 people this is dangerous. It's dangerous to win a membership.
Yeah, it
because
is.
The last 2 people that we gave monthly memberships to both said this is so awesome, and they signed up to continue.
Yeah.
Just because they love it that much.
So hopefully you guys like just as much as they do. But anyway, so that'll be at the end of the lesson. Let's continue on. You're going to talk about now. We have some.
Yeah, if I can also just say too, because this is my first time on the Drumeo Live thing.
Yeah.
What's so cool about Drumeo for me is that all the instructors you have are all working professionals. Yeah. Every single one and we're all friends. We all hang out. We're like actual friends. But everybody makes their living off of playing drums, and we're all really passionate about you achieving your goals. So through the Drumeo forum, through email, through Facebook, whatever, if you have any questions, contact myself or contact any of the instructors that you see. We're all interested in helping you out, and I love conversing with you guys. Thank you so much.
Thanks, man. Yeah. And I think you made a good point there, is that we're all working musicians. You know, none of us are like driving Lamborghinis and...
Oh, no, I got the Ferrari.
You got a Ferrari.
Dude, I'm a rock star.
It didn't look like a Ferrari when I was there.
Mom said it was.
But, yeah, we're all just like working musicians. We know what it takes to make it happen and to earn a living playing drums. And I think it's an amazing community to be a part of. So
Yes.
But yeah, let's keep going. And we got lots to do here. So.
Okay, so now are we going to dig into? I guess
we got 20 minutes. And
my gosh!
And we still have like a whole part.
All right, now I'm going to go through this really, really quick. And again, if you have any questions about the construct and that kind of thing, please give me an email. Contact me through the forum, anything like that. All right, so now the next thing is I have a system, and this system, I was talking to you, Jared, because Jared was going, maybe we could hang out and switch some ideas and that kind of stuff. And this is what I was actually going to show you.
Oh, cool.
And because it doesn't matter if you're an advanced drummer or a beginner drummer, this is a great way to kind of like get some creative juices flowing and come up with your own vocabulary and your own type of fills. What it deals with is 16th notes. So I'm going to make everything 16th notes in the beginning. And in 16th notes, if I have 1 bar of 16th notes, that is 4, 8, 12, 16. 16 16th notes in 1 bar, or 32 16th notes in 2 bars. So utilizing the system that you have on the PDF, you can break that 16 up into any combination that you like. Now I'm going to go through the ones that I put down here. I have combinations that are 2 notes long, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I'll go through them. That's it. So I can utilize these combinations and just like math, figure out how I can put together 16. So for instance, 2 5s is 10 plus 6 is 16. Just like that.
Everyone's going to want to know how you do that triple at the end, because that was crazy.
So I have a coffee machine, and I use it. I'm famous for loving coffee. I'm a coffee maniac. Yeah. Again, I think the problem is when it comes to speed is that a lot of people play from the hip flexor and not from the ankle. Mm-hmm. My speed in my hands is from my wrists. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I have to do everything in my technique to make sure my wrist can move freely. It's the same thing with my feet, and you guys can see from the camera downstairs, down below, that when I'm playing from my ankle. Now, where did this come from? Man, I think it came from sambas, to tell you the honest truth.
Yeah.
I used to play like like that kind of the heel stroke. Can we go back to that? So I used to play like that all the time, but I don't find it. I can't be really dynamic with it. Mm-hmm. I can only play one volume level with a heel stroke, and I can only play in a certain little speed window. So I tried to develop my technique, and we went into this a bit on Friday actually, where I can play from slow to fast, and it's just like different gears kind of happening as I do that. So let me show you what a samba pattern is for those of you that don't know. It's 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4, and this is, I think, where I got all my speed. Again, start slow. Don't push the speed, get the mechanics down first. I could just do that forever. Yeah. Cool. So I think that's where it came from, and it's all from my ankle.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome. I don't want to throw you off topic too much, but
it's easy though, Jared.
I know it's too easy. We're gonna sit here for 8 hours straight, man.
And I'm talking about my favorite thing in the world. Yeah. I'm surrounded by guys, and we share the same passion. We talk about our favorite thing. No wonder these things always go long. It's a blast.
Yeah. I don't think we've actually, in the last couple weeks, I don't think we've had a lesson that's actually ended on time. We've always gone over.
It's all right.
This back to this construct system though. This is the kind of stuff I am obsessed with. Just because I love something that you can go really simple with for beginners, and then just take it super advanced. Like this could be taken up to a crazy level. Yeah, absolutely.
The more background that you have. Mm-hmm. I mean, when I'm talking subdivision, that can include modulation. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which I stay away from.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, like we can go to the moon with this. But I love, this is the thing, and this is what I do with all my students, and hopefully all my lesson plans here in Drumeo, is I try to make the hard stuff easy. Yeah. Because for me, when you see one of your favorite drummers on YouTube, like Chris Coleman is one of my favorites on YouTube, just such passion, such unbelievable chops, it's either a right or a left. He doesn't have another arm. It's either a right or a left. So let's slow it down. Let's break it down. Let's give you the tools to make that happen, and then we go forward,
That's true. Well, the cool thing about this lesson, and I made sure I put extra blank staffs in here for you guys. Yeah. So print it out and take A through E and write your own stuff and really challenge yourself.
As long as it equals. Again, it's just simple math. Either has to equal 16. So I did 5, 5, and 6.
Yeah.
I could have done 3, 2, 3, as long as it equals 16 or 32. Mm-hmm. So there, when I was doing that, for instance, I was just doing it between the snare drum and the bass drum. Now I can apply the construct and look at my other side, look at my other sounds I have available to me.
Yeah.
Do you want me to play like that, or?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. I don't know how much time we have.
Well, yeah, go for it.
All right. So now, guys, if you go back about 5 minutes while we were talking, that fill that I played is a 5-note grouping, a 5-note grouping, and a 6-note grouping. All is 16 notes. That equals 16 notes in total. So it's going to be 1 bar. So now, let me orchestrate that. And you know what I'll do? So I'll do, because, that 3 in the end is really hard. So I'm going to do 5, 5, 4, and 2. 2 being on the snare drum. So let me try to get that worked up. Again, we were talking, we should figure out what we're going to do. And then, no, we're doing it live. We're going live. So all mistakes today are happy accidents. Yeah. And on and on. And I just go through all my different sounds available to me on the drums and come up with it. Here's another thing that a lot of drummers, when doing drum fills, don't think about. The hi-hat. Mm-hmm. And we're seeing more of the gospel drummers use the hi-hat as part of their sound palette. Mm-hmm. Kind of like that, using that as another part of my palette. That's the trick.
Now, you have another play-along that I would love for you to play. And, I mean, I guess we don't know what the song's supposed to have in your fills, but you use this construct in a lot of your playing, I'm assuming.
Yeah, well, and I mean, I use it... It's what happens is you become an active listener, and you really start kind of listening to the drums in a real concentrated way. And then this gives you a way of taking something that you've heard and applying it to your own playing. So, I mean, if you hear, like, Vinny Colaiuta do, like, one of his things that he likes to use is a 6-stroke roll. So let me play a 6-stroke roll, and using the construct, let me do that just super quick. So he does that all the time. Now, again, I'm sure people have done this before, but you can take those accents and move them around. I'm going to do it slow, back on the snare drum, then I'll move it around. So that's one way that we can do it. Now, I heard that, and here's where I started putting it. By doing that kind of thing there, I was just messing around with this pattern that I figured out. Moved it around, used the construct, and it turned into that.
Beautiful. Wow. Do you want to do another song?
Yeah, sure.
That'd be great.
So this is one by a band called Bastard Skinny that I recorded the record a little while ago. And there was it was one of these sessions. I'm lucky enough to do a lot of sessions, but sometimes the guys are in the control room like, yeah, go crazier. Yeah, go crazy. Like, it doesn't come up. I don't use a lot of chops except when I'm surrounded by drummers. So these guys were really pushing me in this one part and pushing me. And they were like, yes, yes. And the last fill I did was so completely over the top. And they're losing their mind. And then the mix, they took it out. Because it just took away from the song. What I want to talk about here is there's a part, I'm going to try to keep it in time. I don't have a click on this, but there's a part where they wanted me to do some fills. I put in some fills, but I still want to keep it musical, but exciting.
Okay, awesome.
And for you guys who are, well, Jay just gets set up here. For you who still want a chance to win stuff, go to facebook.com/Drumeo. Tell us what types of pedal you use. We're going to choose people at random. We're giving away 3 monthly memberships at the end of this lesson. So definitely stick around.
Cool.
You ready to go, Jay?
Let's do this.
Cool.
It's the way that you feel, you make me happy. And if I said I loved you, would you just go back to me? It's a guess, you say yes, because we're crazy. Come on and open your eyes. Come on and open your eyes and you will find me. Come on and open your eyes. Come on and open your eyes and you will find me. Girl, I got to show you, it's what you do to me. It's your taste, smiling face, you make me happy. And if I said I loved you, would you just come back to me?
Beautiful.
Very cool. Very cool. Thanks, man.
Awesome.
So you can see in the middle, man. That's a little nuts, but
I gotta listen to. I heard the drums in there in the recording. I gotta listen to that recording after this. But anyway, let's give away some stuff, and then
Give away stuff. Let's take some questions first, yeah?
okay. Well, would you rather not have time for giving away?
now who's doing
we're
the
gonna
lovers
have time.
quarrel?
Okay, so we will give away stuff apparently still. So we're gonna get to some questions now. We do accept questions from our members in there. So all you guys who are watching who aren't members yet, you can ask good questions if you are subscribing. Joey Wojciak. Joy, good to see you. Joy says, sup everyone, this question is a bit off topic. That's okay. But if you get blisters on your hands, does that mean you are using the wrong technique? Because I hear a lot of people say that drummers have great technique, won't get blisters. Is that just a myth?
Okay, now, so one of the guys I studied with years ago is the great Dom Familaro. And when I was studying with Dom, he was always like, oh, I'm getting blisters on my hands. He's always like, I don't get blisters. Your technique is off. And I'm like, okay, all right. So then I did my first arena tour where you're playing for like 20,000 people, and you're performing, man. You've got to make sure at the back they see you hit and all that kind of thing. So I come back. I think I met him while I was on tour or something, and I'm like, Tom, I'm doing everything I can, man, but you know, my hands are covered in blisters. He's like, oh, I use a lot of hand lotion. You know, it depends on what it is. Like if you're playing in low to medium volume situations and you're getting beat up, especially on the thumbs and that kind of thing, that can be a real problem. Mm-hmm. I do have calluses and blisters. It's mostly calluses. But you know, if I don't play for a couple weeks or whatever, I have to build them back up again.
So it's kind of a myth that it's improper technique.
Yeah, it depends on what style of playing you're doing. Yeah. You know, like I mean, if you are playing in a swing band or a wedding band, no, you shouldn't have any blisters. But you know, if you're playing hard rock or metal, it's gonna happen.
I knew this question was gonna rise. This one's from Dave the Wave. What kind of snare head is that?
Oh, right, and you know, I had to cover it up. Hopefully you can see. It's an Evans. It's an Evans Onyx, and this drum, which is the Yamaha Mike Borden signature, I'm in love with this drum. This is my favorite rock drum now. It's 20 pounds of copper. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's heavy.
But, you know, for a lot of recording, I think people have this myth that you want big, nice, clean, ringy drums. Yeah, most engineers do not want that in the least. So I actually, because I do a lot of recording, my drums are all pretty muffled, you know. So this one here, I've got like some tape on the top, and I've got the little Mylar ring that Yamaha includes with their snare drums. And then I put this Onyx head on, because the Onyx head is 2 plies with an extra ply of color or of the black. So what tends to happen is it takes away some of the biting kind of frequencies on the top, leaves you with that big throaty rim shot, and it's just so clean. I really like it.
Matches the rim too. I love it.
Yeah, it looks bad.
Dave also says, I love your tats, and you're looking a lot like Jesse James tonight.
Jesse James. So like the motorcycle guy? Cool.
With the army hat on.
You know, funny with my tattoos, they're all from tours. So this one here was done by the Maori in New Zealand. That was in Japan. That's in Japan for our Japanese friends. It says Taiko Ginsei. That'll probably crack you up. This one here was done in the back of a tour bus going 70 miles an hour. So all my tattoos are like some wacky story. Yeah.
We should have a story time with Jay Deachman sometime.
Oh, jeez.
Deacon the Deachman. Okay, Noah17 says, hey, what kind of cymbals are you using during this lesson?
Thank you so much, Noah. I've been a Zildjian artist since 1995, and these are Ks. I'm in love with the Ks.
Yeah.
So they're all Ks. I think I've got like a 17-inch dark thin, brilliant. I've got an 18-inch medium thin, some 14-inch hats that I just got. And then this ride over here is from 1995, actually. And what it is I was teching for John J.R. Robinson. And I was like going, oh, man, I love that ride cymbal, John. And he signed it and gave it to me. So it's actually signed by John Robinson underneath. Cool. And this is a really kind of older one. But, man, it's still incredible. And I love the bell on this cymbal. Unbelievable. So this is a K heavy ride. Brilliant 22-inch.
Awesome. Yeah. This is a question that I heard you play before, so I want to ask it. This one's from Charles Gleason. It says, can you combine a 4-stroke rough with the Flam so we can hear how they sound together?
Yeah, and so, again, I love being creative. And a girl that I was seeing many, many years ago was like, why don't you come up with your own rudiment? She was laughing at the words that rudiments are, like, you know, pata fla fla. Well, obviously, if you're not a drummer and somebody says radimacue, you're going to be like, bless you. So, so this was one I came up with that I ended up calling a flubber daddy. I don't know why. It was just a name. So I'm going to do it slow and then speed it up.
Beautiful.
Fun, huh?
Yeah, add so much texture to it. Okay, so we got one here from A Zombie. I find keeping up motivation difficult, especially since it kills my ability to express myself. What can I do to keep myself excited about expressing myself and about playing in general?
Maybe it's because, it sounds like you might be getting frustrated with you hear something you want to play, and you're getting frustrated because you can't play it. Now, I'm just taking a stab in the dark, but I tend to think that that's where kind of ennui would set in. Sorry about the French. Bonjour tous mes amis français. The thing is that you want to keep motivated through listening to your favorite music, through getting hip to new music. We are in such an amazing time now. I'm a YouTube fanatic. There's so many great drummers on YouTube. I watch Chris Coleman. I don't see how you could watch Chris Coleman play and not be like inspired and motivated, because there's just this joy coming out. And I posted a thing on my Facebook teaching page, which is Facebook.com/Jay Deachman, with Manu Katché and Bobby McFerrin, the vocalist, playing off each other. Mm-hmm. It was incredible, man. And so I look for motivation. I look for inspiration on a constant basis. I love listening to jazz music. I love listening to new music that's going to excite me and that's going to be fun. You have to be open to it, though. Like you can't just kind of go like, oh, I'm feeling kind of unmotivated. I mean, you have to be open to it. It's a state change. It's making sure that you're open to it, making sure that you're receptive to these types of things. And I got to tell you, one way that for me that helps is I live near the beach, and I just go walking on the beach, and I just watch the birds and that kind of thing. And that, to me, kind of settles everything and gets me motivated and gets me inspired and that kind of thing. Make sure that you're not just doing the same things over and over again trying to get a different result. Always make sure that you're doing something new to challenge yourself and to make yourself happy and to make yourself feel good about yourself and your journey. One book that I always recommend for people that are looking for this type of thing is The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. This has been a game changer in my life when I was really bummed out that I wasn't getting the gigs I wanted to get. I wasn't getting the opportunities I wanted. And The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People really helped me to become very efficient in how I was going forward and how I was trying to get these gigs and how I was trying to get my name out. And thank gosh, that these techniques work. So hopefully that'll help you as well.
Cool.
Well... Excuse me.
Oh, got a frog there.
I think we are ready to give some stuff away, and then we're gonna end the lesson.
Wrap it up. Sorry, there's a bunch of questions that we can't get to. Mondays are the worst for that.
Yeah.
But don't worry, guys. Come out tomorrow, and we'll continue up where we left.
Yeah, and as well, like in the Drumeo forum section, we respond to every question. You can contact me directly. Facebook, email, everything's out there. jdeachman.com. If you have any questions, contact me directly. I love answering them, and I get to them all.
Cool. Excellent.
Okay, so this first prize is for a 1-month Drumeo membership. Jay, choose between J, P, and N.
J, P, and N. I'm going to go for P.
P is Pedro Gonzalez. He says, hey! With exclamation.
Hey, Pedro! ¿Cómo está?
Pedro, are you? I think, yeah. Go on.
I use the DW 9002 double pedal. Works great for me.
Man.
Really solid. He feels like I have a bass drum on complete control.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Cool, man. Well, now you are going to get a 1-month free access to the Drumeo members area.
Right on.
Contact Dave at Drumeo to get your membership. Okay, let me find the next one here. Sorry, there's a lot of posts that just come in. So, okay, let's go.
This is for another free membership, and I think Pedro, actually, you might already be a member, but
so if he knows a drummer that
totally
needs that little extra push in the right direction.
Yeah.
Cool. Next one is K, A, or D.
K.
K is Kevin Hayes. right now, standard Tama, but hopefully soon I can get some Tama Speed Cobras.
Oh, you
That's
see?
what I use.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the one thing is that's the longest footboard. So if you are using a heel technique, I think that's probably the best choice.
Yeah, it's one of the longest ones. Who else makes it? Access, but it's just a really I find that pedal confusing, but it's a good pedal. Okay, next one we got.
This is the last one.
I feel like I should have a computer too.
I know. Okay, so J, M, or I?
I want to go with I.
I is Ian Henderson. I have no idea what pedals I use. Guessing it's Peace because it came with a Peace drum kit.
Right on.
And they're old, but I'm replacing my single pedal with sound percussion double pedal.
Nice.
It's a great way to get inspired is to buy yourself a beautiful piece of gear like that or a snare drum and that kind of thing. You find, all of a sudden you want to practice more often. It just kind of like ignites something, I find.
Definitely.
Yeah,
So
sure.
Ian Henderson, go ahead and call or email dave@drumeo.com. He'll get you hooked up with your 1 month free membership to Drumeo. And right now, you guys, Drumeo isn't actually even open. We're not actually accepting new students. That's going to happen. We're probably going to start taking on more students sometime in May. We're not exactly 100% sure on the date yet, but
That's true. I keep on forgetting.
I know.
But be patient because we're making it perfect for you. We want to have like a huge archive. We want to have everything there. We want you to achieve your dreams. So just be patient. We're going to be there for you for a long time.
cool.
Excellent. Well, there we go. That's it. That hour went so fast.
I know, it's the
Oh
fastest
my goodness.
hour ever.
That is probably the fastest one out of all the lessons.
And do you want me to play something out?
Yeah, you know what? If you have another song to play
Yeah.
us out, that'd be great.
So the guys, I'm going to play to my main artist is named Cobra Ramon. Our record is coming out the 24th, April 24th on iTunes, CobraRamon.com.
How do you spell that?
Like Cobra,
Cobra?
and
Okay.
Ramon.
I didn't know if it was a K, like you were trying to be really cool.
No.
Spell it differently.
I have enough spelling troubles as it is. So I'm going to play this single that's currently on a couple radio stations up here in Canada called No Wrath.
Okay.
Beautiful.
And there we go.
Cool, thanks,
and
guys.
hopefully we'll see you guys on tour.
See you guys around.